Well, California is suing the Trump administration again. This time, the lawsuit is over a move that could allow Congress to roll back some of the state's clean air rules for cars, trucks, and other engines. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen explains what's at stake.
Well, Becca, this makes 72 lawsuits California has filed against the Trump administration. Attorney General Rob Bonta says the EPA is overstepping its authority and attempting to diminish the work the state has done to ensure clean air. The EPA argues it's following the law with affordability in mind for Californians.
It would unravel the decades of progress California has made on combating climate change and improving air quality.
Attorney General Rob Bonta is referring to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's latest decision to allow Congress to review 4 of California's emissions waivers. The waivers allow California to enforce vehicle and engine emissions standards. They cover programs including greenhouse gas limits for vehicles, advanced clean car rules, and emission standards for small off-road engines like leaf blowers and lawn equipment. Some of these standards have been in effect for more than 10 years.
Our waivers have long been considered aren't subject to expedited congressional disapproval. Rules, however, are subject to expedited congressional disapproval. EPA reclassified these waivers as rules and submitted them to Congress for review.
And that's the heart of the lawsuit. California argues the EPA illegally reclassified those waivers as federal rules, a move that could make it easier for Congress to repeal them under the Congressional Review Act.
EPA does not have the legal authority to reclassify these waivers. Doing so violates the Administrative Procedure Act and goes beyond the scope of the EPA's authority as an agency.
The EPA sees it differently. The agency says Congress should have the opportunity to review California's emissions policies and says it's focused on making sure vehicles remain affordable for consumers.
These super regulations, if you will, hit us in the pocketbook. You know, they cost us in gas and fuel and having to purchase more expensive vehicles.
Republican Congressman James Gallagher acknowledges that California has landmark clean air laws, but says affordability should be top of mind at this point.
Are they more costly than they provide in benefit? And what are they doing to the everyday California consumer and the choices that they have?
But the Coalition for Clean Air says if the EPA gets its way, it'll be more pollution in the state and costly for drivers.
And we all know how expensive gasoline is now. So we should be looking for every way to use less gasoline, and California rules allow that. So they're actually very cost effective.
And the EPA would not comment on this pending lawsuit, but a spokesperson says waivers of California rules have always been rules, and Congress hasn't been given the required opportunity under the Congressional Review Act to review these rules. Becca.
Jeannie, thank you.